What's up, scholars? Happy Wednesday. Happy Workout Wednesday. Woo! I hope that you're getting your workouts in today, whether that's going for a walk outside or doing some yoga in your home or maybe checking out a Fresh Start Fitness video. I know that I'm going to be challenging Clemson to do not one, not two, but 3 Fresh Start Fitness videos throughout the day. You know that I love my Fresh Start Fitness. So, welcome back to your writing lessons. We've been working on adjectives and adverbs this week. On our first day, we got some practice with just writing our own sentences in a paragraph, adding adjectives and adverbs. Yesterday, we took a step back and we focused on how we can identify nouns and verbs in sentences and choose to either include adjectives or adverbs to add more detail to our sentences. Today, we are actually going to be analyzing another author's use of adjectives and adverbs. So we're going to think about how other writers write using adjectives and adverbs to add details. That way, we can learn from their example how we can include adjectives and adverbs in our own writing. So quick review again, because this is day 3 and we know adjectives and adverbs by now. Adjectives, words used to describe nouns in details. So anytime that we see a noun, we think about what adjectives we can use to give more detail about that noun. Adverbs, words used to describe verbs in detail. So thinking about where in the sentence do I see a verb? And can I think of an adverb, a word, to give more detail and describe how that action is done? So today, you just need your composition book and a pencil. And we're going to write down some examples from another author's text where we see adjectives and adverbs. Directions, what I just said. Write down sentences from a text where you see the author using adjectives and adverbs. Highlight the noun or verb and underline the adjective or adverb. And I'm going to be showing you how to do those computer controls. I saw a lot of friends yesterday already figured that out, but I did see some friends were missing that in their work. We're making sure that we're highlighting and underlining. Highlighting the noun or the verb that is being described, and we're underlining the adjective or adverb, the words that are used to describe. So Miss Metz has already picked our mentor text for today. I chose this short fairy tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. Now, it's easier to do this activity with a fiction text. You can use a nonfiction text. It might be a little bit harder to find adverbs, but give it a try. You'll definitely find adjectives in both fiction and nonfiction. I chose a fiction text. Here we have Jack and the Beanstalk. As I'm reading through this text, I'm not reading through it as a reader, where I'm thinking about my thinking jobs. I'm reading through it as a writer. I'm trying to learn from our author's craft. So I'm looking at how this author wrote this text, and I'm going to think about how they used adjectives and adverbs so that when I start writing, I can also use adjectives and adverbs. So my brain right now, super focused on finding adjectives and adverbs. Let's see. At the top of this page here, I see this sentence. Tracking with me, it says, I will trade you these 5 magic beans for her, said the man. Jack has a cow, and this man that he meets in the middle of the road is going to trade him 5 magic beans. I found 2 adjectives in that sentence there. 5, even though it's a number, it is still being used as an adjective here to describe how many beans. And magic, what kind of beans? Magic beans. So I'm going to use this sentence. I will trade you these 5 magic beans for her. When I come back into my text or into my document here, I'm just going to write down that sentence, and then we'll get to the highlighting and the underlining. I will trade you. And you can be following along in your composition book, so you're also writing this down with me as well, so that you can practice that writing of adjectives and adverbs. For her, said the man. All right, I wrote down the sentence, And I had already identified where my adjectives are. So it tells me to underline the adjective. Remember, it's the you with the line underneath it. First, though, I need to highlight the word. To highlight, I'm going to click and drag. So I'm still holding down. I'm clicking and dragging across with my finger on my mouse pad. And then I'm going to underline. Another way that I can underline on Google Docs, I can delete that word magic right now. I can click the U underline button and I can rewrite magic. And just like magic, it underlined it for me. So I've underlined my 2 adjectives. Next, I need to highlight the noun or verb that those adjectives are describing. They are describing the beans. That noun, that's a plural noun because it's a group of beans, many beans, more than one. I'm going to highlight it. I click highlight color, and you can pick whatever color you want. Yesterday I used yellow, maybe today I use green. I will trade you these 5 magic beans. There, that's our work. That's our first example. Let's head back into our text and let's see if we can find an adverb. Now, Miss Med's already previewed this text, and so I've already read through this, and I know which adverb I'm going to pick. It's near the end. In fact, it's at the very end of the story. This last sentence says, with all their treasures and each other, they lived happily ever after. I know this week that we learned adverbs end with an ly ending, and I see a word here that most people would think is an adjective, but when we add that ly ending, it actually makes it an adverb. It describes how they lived. They lived happily. So I'm going to use this sentence here, and my adverb here is happily. The author is describing how they lived. So I'm going to come back into my Google Doc, and I'm going to write that sentence. With all their, wrong one, treasures and each other, they lived happily ever after. Period. Now, again, I need to go back into this sentence and I need to highlight the noun and the verb, highlight the verb because this is an adverb, and I need to underline the adverb. So I'm going to start by highlighting the verb. The verb is how they lived. Lived is my verb, and happily is my adverb. So I clicked, dragged, and now I'm underlining my adverb. Those are my examples for you today. We're going to go over our independent work together. Just like we did together right now on Google Docs, you're going to have your own copy of Google Docs, and you're going to, like I did, select a text on Epic. Remember I said fiction works best? You can try nonfiction if you want. You're going to write down 5 sentences from the text where you see the author using adjectives or adverbs. Or bonus points if you can find a sentence that uses both adjectives and adverbs. You're going to highlight the noun or the verb, and you're going to underline the adjective or adverb. You have your 5 sentence spaces down here. So we're going to be looking for 5 full complete sentences from the text, and we're going to be looking for those highlights and those underlines. When you highlight and underline, it proves to us teachers that you know how to use an adjective or adverb in your writing. That's all that I have for you today. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I look forward to seeing all of your work. And don't forget to get your workouts in. Bye, guys. Have a great day.